Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, pardon me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we will be doing a reading about what makes you so memorable. This is a pick a card, obviously, because I have options out for you. And do I have announcements? Yes. Oh, announcements. So if you have not checked out your tarot scope for April, go ahead and check that out on my website. The link for my website is in the description box below. And if you'd like to be notified via email every time my tarot scopes are updated every month, then make sure you subscribe to my newsletter on my website. It's super free. There is literally nothing you lose from subscribing, and every month I update them. I send out an email, and also my website is just a good way to keep up with me. So I'm going to start sending out newsletters often for my with my email campaign and stuff. So go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter so you can keep up with me outside of YouTube. And what else? Let's see. Is there another announcement? Oh yeah, another announcement. I have added another item to my tarot services. So now I am offering channeled letters from anyone of your choice. And you can either have this letter emailed to you, or it can be mailed to you through the post. I thought that'd be super cute because I love receiving things in the mail, and I especially love handwritten letters. I love sending them, I love receiving them, all of that. So if you would like to get a channeled letter in the mail, that is also an option. And all of that information is on my website as well, link in the description box. So yeah, that's all for the announcements today. Let's get right into the groups for what makes you so memorable. Group 1 is going to be this pearl hair clip that I never wear. Why? Because I don't know, it was an impulse buy, and in general hair clips are really not my style. I'm more of a headband kind of girl. But yeah, group 1. Group 2 is my white feather. Funny story, when my little sister came over to see me, she saw this feather and she was like, "Ooh, she has this feather. This feather is so cool." And I was like, "Don't touch that." I was like, "That's my special feather." And she was like, and she was talking to my dog. She was like, "Mojo, this is her special feather. We can't touch it." Fun story. Anyway, that's group 2. Group 3 is this gold hair clip, and it has like this little stem leaf thing on it. I should wear this. I really should, but I really don't wear hair clips. Like, maybe I just don't know the right styles to do my hair so that the hair clips look good to me, but I don't know. I just have them and I don't wear them. But anyway, that's group 3. 1, 2, 3. As always, I will have a picture inserted so that you can pause the video and meditate on which group you belong to, and all timestamps for each group will be in the description box below. See you at your reading. Hi, group 1. You have chosen this pearl hair clip. Okay. This is super cute. I remember when these were like all the rage, and I was actually late. I was late to the trend, but then when I finally got it, I just didn't want it anymore. Or not necessarily I didn't want it because I love this, but I just don't wear it. Like, I got it and I really just don't wear it. And I have 2 of them, but I just don't wear it. Like, but you know what? I'm going to make it my mission to incorporate this somehow in my style for sure. I also like have pearl necklaces that I don't wear. I used to really be into pearls back when I was in high school. Like, I went through a whole like super preppy, super girly, clueless type of phase, and I wore pearl necklaces, and I don't know what I was going through, but I should figure out a way to get this back in my style because it's so cute and it's just like not being used. But anyway, we're gonna get into what makes you so memorable, group 1. Let's get into it. What makes group 1 memorable? What makes group 1 memorable? 7 of Swords. What makes group 1 memorable? Page of Pentacles. Okay. What makes group 1 so memorable? I'm hearing informative. You're informative. What makes group 1 so memorable? Ooh. What makes group 1 so memorable, Spirit? Can I get one more card? Group 1 so memorable. Just one more card. Okay. Is it just me? Is this what we're doing? What makes group 1 so memorable? What more cards do I? Death. What makes you so memorable? And then we have the Ace of Wands. New light is what I'm getting. New light. New light. You're informative. Huh. I'm getting that some of you are able to shut down rumors, or you're able to shut down misinformation. You correct misinformation. I'm getting that you're very smart. With this Page of Pentacles, you could be pretty young, or you could be new to something, right? You're learning something new currently. You could also be in school. I'm also getting maybe high school or college, right? So I'm getting like a newbie, right? Somebody who's still like green, but it's like you're able to surprise people because of what you do know, right? With the 7 of Swords, I am getting this energy that perhaps people tend to underestimate you, right? They tend to underestimate your experience, or underestimate your knowledge in some way. But I feel like when you speak, it completely dispels any of these false assumptions about you, right? That you don't know enough, or that you're not whatever. I'm also getting like people, as far as underestimating you, people aren't able to deceive you, right? You're not able to be deceived. You're not able to be lied to. Like I said, misinformation, right? So it's like you're able to know when something's like a lie, or something's not quite true, or something is coming from a disingenuous place, right? You have pretty good discernment, I'm seeing, and you're definitely not afraid to speak up on it. With the Death card here, I'm seeing that what makes you memorable is that the first impression people have of you is often completely wrong, and you're able to prove that that impression wrong very quickly, right? It's almost like when, like, for example, somebody could see you and be like, oh, that person's this and that and blah, 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 based just off how you look and the position that you come into the space in, right? Like I said, like if you're a freshman in college, or if you're new at your job, right? You come in and people are like, oh, they're not going to know anything, or oh, they're not going to be, oh, they're probably just going to, whatever. But then like a few seconds later, they speak to you, and now it's like their perception of you ends up being completely flipped on its head. Like, like, uh-oh, actually, wait, I don't know anything about this person, right? Because, I'm also getting with the Death card, you could be somebody, I'm getting with the Death and the Seven of Pentacles. Like, you could be somebody who doesn't really speak that much, or you're not quick to speak, right? You're not quick to reveal all your cards and open your mouth. And so that's why it's kind of shocking, because it's like once you do start to reveal yourself, it ends up being completely different than how people thought. But with this Ace of Wands, I'm getting inspiration, right? You inspire people is what makes you memorable, and it's through the knowledge that you have. It's through the perspective that you provide, right? Like I said, at first people come in and they think of you in one way, or they think they're going to get one thing, or a specific type of thing out of you or out of the interactions with you. And then after they speak to you, after they get to know you in whatever capacity, now all of a sudden they have a whole new perspective to work off of with this Ace of Wands. They have a whole new vision of you. I'm getting a vision, right? Like I'm getting like a light bulb or an idea, like inspiration. I definitely feel like some of you in this group do inspire people, right? So they speak to you and you reveal something that they never even thought of, right? And now their mind is like, ooh, what? That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of vibe I'm getting. But let's get some more cards. Group 1. Ah! Sorry, my nails are like on their last leg. I'm just trying to make it, y'all. I'm just trying to make it. I'm studying some new techniques, okay? I'm learning how to do them myself. And it's fun. But it also is very, very... I don't even know what to say. But those of you who get your nails done or you do your own nails, especially like fake nails, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's a learning curve, and then eventually you get there. I'm getting there. But they're on their last leg, for sure, for sure. All right. What makes Group 1 so memorable? What makes Group 1 so memorable, Spirit? The Fool. Interesting. What makes Group 1 so memorable? Five of Swords. I just heard I can't please everybody. Oh, I can't please everybody. What makes Group 1 so memorable, Spirit? What makes Group 1 so memorable? We have the Page of Swords here. I'm getting, you're not afraid to be on the outside, right? You're not afraid to walk alone. We have Page of Wands here. So you're new somewhere. You're new somewhere. Or you are just young, right? You're new to life. Because all these pages are coming out. You're going through, I feel like you're going through a transformation now. Like a big one in your life. And you're in a place where you are kind of like walking alone in a sense, right? You don't really mind being on the outside. You are somebody who's observant, it looks like. You also, I'm getting with the Five of Swords, you'll stand up for yourself. You'll speak up for yourself. You're not afraid of people not liking you is what I'm getting, right? Like if the situation calls for it with this Five of Swords and you have to like push back a little, and in the end, like the outcome is that whoever, people are just discontent with you or whatever, you don't care. You don't care as long as you took care of yourself, as long as you spoke facts, right? I'm getting facts, okay? I'm also getting some of you, look, Some of you could be liars, right? Now, I'm not getting big lies. I'm not getting big lies, but I am getting somebody who is not afraid of like telling a little lie to get out of something. Or you're not afraid of like just keeping shit to yourself. I'm seeing like, to you, if you got to keep some stuff to yourself and it makes people feel like you're secretive or like you're not trustworthy, you don't really care. You don't really care, right? Because eventually, like I said, when people do get close, or the important people, right, who do get close to you and get to see that, they see that there's more to you than what you say or don't say, right? There's going to be more to you, right? I feel like you're somebody who's very quick-witted and you have a lot of ideas, right? I feel like you're quick on your feet. You always have, when you do speak, you have interesting things to say. And I feel like there's just in general this willingness to learn, right? There's this willingness to learn. It's like you know when to keep your mouth shut so you can listen and apply. But also when it's time to speak, what you speak is like valuable, okay? And maybe that's where the lying thing comes through, because it's like when you speak, there is a impact, right? You're able to flip the situation, right? With what you know, or with what you know to say, right? But like I said, with this Fool here, you're in a place in your life where you're stepping into something at the very beginning, at least for yourself, right? You, like I said, could be a freshman in college. You could be new at your job, new in your field, or you're just very young. Like you're just still in the early part of your life. And I do feel like you could be in spaces with people slightly older than you, or have a little bit more experience than you. Okay. Oh, pardon me. And it's like, you're not intimidated in general, is what I'm getting. Like, I'm getting nothing here about being intimidated. It's like you understand that you are transforming as well, that you are going through a shift as well. Like, I'm getting somebody who doesn't really have any shame, doesn't really have any doubt, right? You just live and you learn. Like I said, with this Page of Swords, I'm getting somebody who's an observer, right? Somebody who, it's like you allow things to happen if need be. I don't know. There's a lot of balance here. It's very much this energy of somebody who is like a student, right? Who's still learning how to, it's like you're learning lessons and learning how to apply these lessons. It's very interesting. Lots of energy around a beginning here with this Ace, the 3 pages, and the Fool, okay? What else, Spirit? All right, you're not afraid to have enemies. You're not afraid to have enemies. And I'm also getting like, this is why, or this is a part of this energy around, like I said, you're able to tell when something's fake. You're able to tell when something's a lie. You're not easily fooled. You can tell when something is disingenuous or it's misinformation. And I feel like this can often put you at odds with people. But even then, it's like you don't care if you have their approval, okay? Like, it's almost like I'm getting this energy of like, you know that the journey you're on is not for other people to like you, right? Like, other people liking you is not a major priority for you at this point in your life, okay? But it's like, I feel like you have secret admirers, or you have people who are secretly like lit up mentally by you with this Ace of Wands, right? And I feel like this is you as well, right? With the Ace of Wands and then the Page of Wands that are bottom deck energy. You're at a point in your life where you are also inspired. You are also lit up with new ideas and new direction, new passion. But it's like when you speak to people, it's like this is what they gain from you, but it also is like it rubs off on them, right? So it's like they walk away from dealing with you feeling also lit up, right? Like a student, you know. And maybe not everybody's like this, because I was like this. And I didn't like school necessarily for the social shit, but I liked school because I liked to learn. I liked the subjects that I liked. I mean, there were certain subjects like math, like that I was not that interested in. But in general, I love soaking up knowledge. I love knowing more around the things that I liked. I love the activities I did. And there's just that simple joy of loving to learn. And so it's like, because it's like you come off like this to some people, it awakens that in them. It's like, yeah, it awakens that in them, this love of learning, this love of just soaking up information and applying it. But let's get some messages. What makes group 1 so memorable? What makes group 1 so memorable? What makes group 1 so memorable? All right, we have forgive and grow. What makes group 1 so memorable? Love is a choice. Wow. What makes group 1 so memorable? Card. What makes group 1 so memorable? Confusion, but that came out like in reverse. I love that. So and then we also have experiment with tone and volume here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, experiment with tone and volume. And then we have forgive and grow, love is a choice, and confusion upside down. All right, so what I'm getting here for you, group 1, is a couple things. With this, so when I look at this forgive and grow, I'm looking at the 7 of Swords and then this 5 of Swords and the Death, right? I'm getting this energy where you're able to point out when something's not right? You call people out. And I'm not getting like in a very rude or abrasive way, but that you have this courage to kind of like address misinformation or address disingenuousness or address just address that negative, all the negative energies that come with the 7 of Swords. You don't have a problem addressing it, but it's like you come off like you're very memorable because people remember how even in those moments you walked away and grew from it, right? You evolve through the situations you go through and through the things you learn, right? You adapt to what you learn, but you don't really hold on, I'm getting, to all the terrible things, right? Like if somebody's treating you crazy and they're lying left and right or they're betraying you, you will just act accordingly and then continue on with your life, right? You'll cut them off, stop talking to them, but you're not gonna like spread rumors or talk nasty about them. No, you're just gonna cut them off and keep it pushing and learn from that situation. And I feel like that's what really like kind of stops people when they think about you, right? They kind of mentally just pause, and they often reflect on how, especially if there's somebody who did you wrong and they were like cut off or they were corrected, they often like will literally have a mental pause and reflect about how you just, like, they weren't able to stop your growth, right? That the situation, no matter how hard it was or how painful it was or how annoying or how much discourse it caused, it didn't stop your growth, right? You learn from the situation and you keep moving forward. With the love is a choice here, I feel like this is also just like another thing. It's like, first of all, with choice, I'm getting learning, right? I mean, a lot of this has to do with learning and knowledge, but it's like you choose to look at life and look at just all the things that you go through and your experiences. You choose to view them from a place of understanding, and so you could be the type of person that often, instead of thinking about things happening to you, you might think of things as happening around you or with you, right? How can you flow with the world and with life, right? You're not that type of person that is going to act from a place of selfishness or self-centeredness or out of a place of fear, right? Love is a choice to me is coming off about just understanding, how you have a perspective of understanding. And then, like I said, with this confusion in reverse, I feel like you're a very clear-cut, straightforward type of person. Like I said, you don't have a problem clearing up misinformation. You will defend yourself. If somebody's like trying to spread rumors or say there's this or this about you, you will clear it up. If somebody's having these crazy assumptions about you that just aren't true, when they interact with you, it clears up that confusion, right? If somebody thinks that something is happening that's not happening, or they believe something that's not true, you don't have a problem just correcting them. I'm getting somebody who's like a teacher in the making also. And then I see here with experiment with tone and volume. To me, this is somebody, I'm going back to like lessons, how you learn the lessons and then learn how to apply the lessons. You're a mutable person, probably. You adapt really well. You're strategic, and you don't have a problem changing how you go about things if one way isn't working, right? And that's why it's like the light goes off, like the light bulb lights up for people when they're with you, and it's because you're constantly having new ideas of how to do things better, how to be better, how to learn better, right? And it's like it awakens this in people, just these ideas of how to be a better person, how to be more informed, right? I hope that makes sense. But anyway, that's all I have for you today, Group 1. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you like to be notified whenever I post new videos, go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, Group 1. Hi, Group 2. You have chosen this white feather, my special feather. Okay. Honestly, it's getting a little beat up. How do you fix a feather and make it look more cared for? I don't know. But anyway, let's get right into your reading. No more dilly-dallying, okay? Group 2. What makes you memorable? What makes you memorable, Group 2? The Emperor, okay. What makes Group 2 so memorable? have the Ten of Cups that just came out. Ooh. What makes group 2 so memorable? Two of Cups. I'm getting somebody very considerate. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Aw. I feel like you're somebody who's very caring, right? You care for others, right? People remember the effort you put into caring for them, right? People remember you could be very giving with this Ten of Cups, right? I'm getting somebody who could be charitable. You could work with children. You could just seem very family oriented, right? You're somebody who also comes off like a provider, right? You make people feel secure and loved, right? I'm also getting safe, okay? You could be somebody very solution-oriented as well. You tend to, when there's an issue, you tend to immediately think of a way to solve it, right? Very leadership, a lot of leadership qualities coming through, particularly with the Emperor. You could be very detail-oriented. I'm also getting somebody who can pay attention to all of the needs of many people at one time. You could have a family. I'm getting. You could be somebody who is like the head of a household. I'm getting like a father or a mother. And you kind of take on that burden of providing for a large group of people at once. And even this doesn't have to be monetarily providing, but providing a sense of cared forness. I can't really explain, right? Providing nurturing, right? I'm getting somebody who makes sure people can eat, right? You're making sure they can eat. I'm getting this the story of Jesus when he like turned the water into wine. And I actually am not well versed in the Bible or anything like that, but if I remember correctly, it's like he let everybody drink before him or instead of him, something like that. And so it's like you have this like leader, like this selfless leadership about you where you're gonna make sure they eat before you even eat, right? Because you see it as like your responsibility. Okay, I'm also getting with this Knight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. I'm getting like a white knight, like a rescuer. You're somebody who comes to the rescue. You make whoever is like receiving this impact from your personality. It's like they see you as somebody very reliable that can be called upon and who can show up, right? Who can rise to the occasion and essentially like save the day. You tend to save the day. I'm also getting somebody very romantic. You're sentimental, right? You're sensitive, right? You're like a leader for sure, and you have this strongness about you, but it's like backed by the sensitivity, and it just makes you so it's very, very hard to not feel safe in your presence is what I'm getting. Okay, what makes group 2 memorable, Spirit? What makes group 2 memorable? What makes group 2 so memorable? We have the Six of Cups here. I'm getting somebody that has children for sure, right? Or you work with children. What makes group 2 so memorable? You're good with kids. What makes group 2 so memorable? You could be a teacher. Some of you are a teacher. What makes group 2 so memorable? And it's like your students often think, like they often think back on like the ways you went out of your way for, all the times you went out of your way for them, even though like you didn't really have to technically, like you went above and beyond. What makes group 2 so memorable? You could also be like an older sibling and you take very good care of your siblings, your younger siblings. What makes group 2 so memorable? The moon, right? Or you could just be a parent, right? And your kids, like your family, really look up to you, okay? They really like, what makes group 2 so memorable? I'm getting like somebody who's a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What makes group 2 so memorable? But with this Emperor here, I mean, that's Aries, but it's like, I feel like that's more like your position, right? That's your position. But everything else is like your temperament. You're very caring, you're nurturing, right? You want to make sure that the people you love are comfortable, right? You want to make sure that they have everything that they need, right? You're reliable. When you say you're going to do something, they know you're going to do it. They don't feel any worry. They don't feel any doubt. If you say you're going to show up, they know that you're going to show up. And even if they don't ask for these things, you can come through as this provider for the people who need you the most, okay? One more card. What makes group 2 memorable? I'm seeing somebody, you take your responsibilities very seriously. What makes group 2 memorable? Knight of Wands. I mean, look, if you're in a relationship, the person you're in a relationship with for sure sees you as like the one, right? I mean, with this Knight of Wands, there's this passion coming through. Lots of fire and water is coming through really strongly. And we have Knight of Swords too. So first of all, you have 3 knights. Okay, you're the hero, period. You're the hero. And I'm going to get into that knight in a second. But the people in your life, particularly if you're in a romantic connection, this person, they see you as somebody who is who is very passionate and who's passionate about your relationship, right? They see you as somebody devoted, right? You're devoted to your connection. And I feel like this devotion extends to all those that you love, not just like your partner, but if you have kids, your parents, your siblings. This is a very family-oriented person, right? And it's like this passion here with the Knight of Wands. I'm also getting like sexy. Like you're memorable because your passion makes you sexy. Your passion and your caringness make you very like, I'm getting somebody more sensual too, right? Like you are romantic. I'm getting like a prince in a fairy tale. To be honest, I'm getting a prince in a fairy tale. And I know that's like crazy. You don't have to be a guy. But I'm getting like this fairy tale, Prince Charming, hero type who steps up to the plate, who rises to the occasion, and who almost like tends to do everything right. Like you are this pillar of support and strength and nurturing for the people around you, right? It's like you look at the people that you love as your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, I feel like the most memorable part of you. With this Knight of Swords, I do get somebody who is a strategist, right? Somebody who is solution oriented. Somebody who looks at what's going on and they say like, what can I do? What can I do to help the people that love me and that I love back? Like, what can I do to alleviate some stress, alleviate pain, fear, discomfort? How can I make the situation better for all those involved. Like I said, you're a provider, right? But you, even if you don't necessarily like have like money to provide or resources, like physical resources to provide, you provide with your mind and you provide with your heart, right? Let's get some messages. Let's get some messages for group 2. What makes group 2 so memorable? What makes group 2 memorable, Spirit? What makes group 2 memorable? What makes group 2 memorable, Spirit? What makes group 2 so memorable? One card at a time. Group 2 with the feather. What makes them so memorable? Makes group 2 so memorable. What makes group 2 so memorable, Spirit? Shoot, I might need to do an energetic cleanse. I will do that as soon as I'm done with this reading. What makes group 2 so memorable, Spirit? Uh-oh, can we just get a card? Like, why are you flipping and flopping? What makes group 2 so memorable? Is this the card? The only way out is up. Okay, what makes group 2 so memorable? The only way out is up. Solutions. What makes group 2 so memorable? Can I get 2 more cards quickly with no indecision? What makes group 2 so memorable? Yes. Write it down. What makes group 2 so memorable? I'm hearing you're considerate, right? Detail oriented. What makes group 2 so memorable? You pay attention to what people need. What makes group 2 so memorable? And I feel like people are always surprised at what you pay attention to, right? What you took note of is what I'm getting. They're always surprised. Like, you're the type to come through with a gift and it's like something somebody needed, right? And they're like surprised because it's not something they explicitly was like, oh, I need this. Can somebody get this for me? But it's like you took the opportunity, like, to help them in some way. What makes group 2 so memorable? What makes group 2 so memorable? One more card, please, Spirit. What makes group 2 so memorable? I feel like my cards hate me. What's up? What makes group 2 so memorable? One more card, please. My card's throwing a tantrum, y'all. Just one card and I'll leave you alone. What makes group 2 so memorable? Alright, we can't do it. We can't do it. She's not happy. She's having a tantrum. She needs to be cleansed. Okay? So we're just going to go with these two for now. So we have the only way out is up. And then we have write it down. So like I said, with the only way out is up. I'm really getting that what makes you memorable is just that you come up with a solution, right? You're solution oriented, right? Well, solution oriented, detail oriented, right? You're somebody who's going to try and fix the problem the only way, right? The only way. You're going to consider what the options are to get something done. You're going to determine what's the best course of action to get something done. And you're going to solve the problem, right? Solutions. When this write it down here, like I said, this is about you being detail oriented. You're somebody who takes note of what people need, what needs to be done. You remember certain things that people themselves don't even remember that they told you they needed. And it's like you surprise your loved ones with just how considerate you are of them, right? And how much mental effort I feel you put towards caring for the people you love. And like I'm looking at it over this moon, right? Like you don't even tell people, like you keep this to yourself as well. Like it's like you show your love through your actions and not necessarily through your words, right? With this Knight of Swords, even though it's the sword, so it has to deal, swords deal with communication. This Knight of Swords is also a very action-oriented card, right? He moves quickly on his ideas, right? And so it's like you don't necessarily often openly or explicitly talk about what you're gonna do to help somebody or what you've been thinking of to help someone. You just put in the mental effort and then you follow up with your actions, and it surprises people that they didn't even know that you were considering, right? Like the things that they needed. Like maybe you have somebody in your family who is sick and they didn't tell you to go get medicine for them, but you brought that medicine anyway because you took note, oh, they have a cough, and you looked in their cabinet, they don't have any cough medicine. Let me go get them some cough medicine. They didn't tell you, hey, could you get me cough medicine? No, you just did it anyway because you saw that they didn't have it. You know that they need it, and you're in a position to get it for them, and you love them. This is how you show your love. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, group 2. So sorry about my cards not giving us a third card. It's just that time, it's that time for the cleanse. So anyway, if you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, group 2. Hi, group 3. You have chosen this golden hair clip, or hair pin, I should say. Let's get right into your reading. I am so bad at getting distracted, y'all. I will literally start talking to y'all about where I got the hair clip. Do I even wear this? I don't really wear this. Like, anyway, let's get right into the reading. What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable, Spirit? What makes group 3 so memorable? Uh-oh. I was telling group 2 it's time to cleanse my cards. And so they're throwing tantrums. And so because of that, I honestly might not. I was going to do another reading after this, so I might hold off on it since they want to act funny. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, What makes group 3 so memorable? 3 of Wands. What makes group 3 so memorable, Spirit? What makes group 3 so memorable? I was watching some video, some tarot reader, and she was talking about spiritual hygiene and how, you know, it's very, very important to keep up with our spiritual hygiene. And I'm thinking like, yeah, even my cards have spiritual hygiene, you know, and I use them a lot. And so I really do have to cleanse them more often than I would like to, but it's important, right? It's like when I take care of my dog, I have to give her a bath, you know, so I have to give my cards a bath too. What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable? Strength. Okay. What makes group 3 so memorable? You're optimistic, for sure. You have a lot of faith, okay? I feel like you're the person in the group, in your friend group or family, that when something's happening, you're the one looking up, right? You're the one looking up. You're the one saying, oh, everything's going to be okay. We just need to do this, or we just need to wait it out, or let's just, you know, keep the faith. Let's be optimistic. Like, that's you. What makes group 3 so memorable? One more card, please. What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable? Group 3 is so memorable. What is this? This looks like the 10 of Wands. Huh. And then we have the star at the bottom of the deck. Group 3. I feel like you are somebody who, like I said, I feel like you keep your head up. You're very loyal, right? You're very loyal to the work you do, I'm getting. You're very loyal to either your field, and it's not necessarily like the field, but it's like the goals that you set for yourself, right? You're very loyal to the path you're on. You're not somebody who is easily made to feel discouraged. You're not somebody who it's easy for people to come in and shake your faith in something. And like I said, in the star and in the 3 of Wands, it's like this person looking to the sky, you know, looking to the sky for what they've manifested. You know, they're waiting on something, they're holding out for something, and there's an optimism here. There's a faith, and even with the Strength card, I often do see the Strength as faith sometimes, because it's about loyalty. But loyalty in a lot of ways is faith, right? Loyalty is faith that faith in the longevity of the connection, faith in your own abilities to be strong, to be courageous, to get the outcome that you want, okay? But this 10 of Wands is definitely standing out the most here, because to me this has to do with, this is where the action comes through. You could be a fire sign for sure, or you just have major fire placements that are like very prominent. They play out very heavily in your chart. But it's like, even though the work is hard, even though the work is long, even if maybe you don't always see the fruits of your labor right away, it's like you don't let this put you down or make you feel like what you're doing has no worth or has no purpose, right? Let's get some more cards. What makes group 3 so memorable, Spirit? What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable? We have King of Cups. We have Eight of Coins. Yeah, it's like you're very... It's like you work really hard, I feel. You work very hard. But it's like you have this open-mindedness regarding the outcome. It could be that you're not really set on a specific outcome, and that's why your optimism is so like prominent here, because you're not so hell-bent with the King of Cups. You're not so hell-bent on like one specific outcome, right? You're open to the opportunities that come through your hard work, right? You're open to all the things that could possibly happen. Sit down. Sit. Just sit. Just hang out, okay? You're open to the things that can happen, as opposed to like having your mind set on just one specific thing to happen. And if that doesn't happen, then you know, are filled with all this disappointment. You're like, if anything, it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. There's just this openness here. We have Temperance that just came out. Okay. And then the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like you could be a fire sign. For some of you, that's like super true. But the Temperance here is what I'm speaking to right currently. Is that you have a way of having this balance between the work you do and your expectations, right? Or rather, the desires that you have and your expectations, right? Your desires are, you know, you have a lot of desires. You have these dreams. You have these aspirations. But your expectations aren't limited, is what I'm saying. Because it's like what's memorable about you is that you know that there's so much more to be gained than what you can imagine, okay? I'm also getting that you just have a lot of hope, all right? Like, okay, here's a scenario that might resonate for some of you, right? Okay, so like fame, right? Maybe you have a craft that you do, and it could be like more of a visual art, performing arts. You could be a singer, you could be a writer, you could be a musician, you could be a painter, or you maybe do fashion. I'm getting clothes for some people. Like you could be into fashion, and your aspirations are the type to take you to soaring heights, right? If you were to succeed, it's the type of dreams that could make you famous or could make you just well known. And there could be those people around you who their perspective on gaining fame or gaining success is very limited, right? So how they feel you can get fame is so limited. But when it comes to you, you know that there are other ways that you probably have never even encountered, that you wouldn't even know of, that can get you to your goal. It's like you know deep inside that there are other paths and there are other opportunities out there that you've never heard of that could get you to the same goal, right? That can help you reach the same goal. And it's kind of like that with college too, right? I was telling somebody with college, and careers in general. It's maybe just in America. I don't know about in other countries. But when you're in high school and they talk about different careers in college and stuff, they're not really telling you the entire scope of the job market, right? Nobody's telling you that you can be a director of blah, 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 or a such and such and such and such. No. They'll throw out the basic stuff like a psychologist or a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer and, you know, all this other stuff. But it's only when you go to college, it's only when you go and get into the institution and start learning about all the different opportunities do you see that there are literally so many job titles, job fields that you've never heard of. But if you only went off what you thought you knew, you probably would, you know, there are a ton of people who don't go to college because of what they think they know the job market can offer. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to knock them, but it's the truth. Because, I mean, I hear it all the time. There, you know, where people are like, oh, you went to a liberal arts. How are you going to make any money? But it's like, all right, but how many people have a liberal arts degree who make a decent amount of money, if any, I guess, a decent amount of money, and they have a job title that you probably never heard of? And it's because, like, the world is so large in general, and it's not just cause it's an example, but in general, the world is so large. The paths you can take are endless. And it's like, that's what is so memorable about people, is that you have this faith in your ability to make your dreams pop, to make your dreams happen, to make shit pop, despite the very limited ideas you may have of what there is to offer, right? It's like, you know that there is path 1, 2, and 3. You know that path 1, 2, and 3 exists for show. But you also know that path 1, 2, and 3 are not the only paths, and that only by going further, only by pushing harder can you get access to all these other avenues. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just you have a broad scope of your imagination. You're very passionate. You're willing to go the distance, and you're not somebody, like I said, who's easily discouraged by a lack of understanding, right? You're not easily discouraged by what other people claim is the truth. Like, it's like you're the type of person that needs to see it for yourself, okay? But let's get some messages. What makes group 3 so memorable? 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 What's going on? What makes group 3 so memorable? Yeah, if I did another reading, I would be so irritated. What makes group 3 so memorable? What is this? Tell me. Okay. We got the world will never wait for certainty. Yes. You're memorable because you do not give in to doubt. You don't give in to fear, right? You don't expect the answers to just come to you if you just wait for it because you're too scared to go and find them yourself, right? You're memorable because you don't hold yourself back based on just not being sure, right? What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable? Too different. Too different. Let's see if we can get one more card. What makes group 3 so memorable? What makes group 3 so memorable, Spirit? Stay in the sunlight. I like that. Oh, footprints. At the bottom of the deck, we have footprints are a symptom of action. Okay. So like I think I already explained that one. But with too different, I feel like this is really just what makes you so memorable is that I feel like the people who are like this energy is coming from, I feel like they don't meet a lot of people who are fearless, okay? They don't know too many people who not only accept that they need to know more, right, or that they don't know enough, but are also willing to go the distance to figure out what they do know, right? They don't know too many people who don't give in to fear and doubt, right? They don't know too many people who aren't complacent in what they've already have, right? You're somebody who's different in this way because you're not complacent. If you're not satisfied, then you will seek satisfaction. You will go the extra mile to get what you want. And that's like, I feel like it's kind of intimidating for sure, but it is inspiring to some degree for some people who know you. But to stay in the sunlight, right? To me, this really just speaks to the level of optimism that you have. That despite how hard working, and I feel like you could be maybe a workaholic, or you could just be somebody who's like always busy with the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, right? You're always busy. You always have something to do. You always have a project. But I also get that you're consistent, right? You're somebody who is consistent with the work they do. But it's like, despite how much work you do, despite being consistent, despite slow gains sometimes, staying in the sunlight is about just being optimistic and basking in the moment. It's like you bask in that glory of the moment, right? You're not gonna let a lack of immediate results make you feel like your work is not worth it, or make you so upset that you can't enjoy what you do have, right? I'm getting a very grateful energy, right? Somebody who sees that life is the journey, right? Life is the journey, right? The outcome is not necessarily, the outcome is a plus, right? Or rather, the goals that we set are pluses. The goals that we set are more like benchmarks, right? They're more like checkpoints, but it's the actual going on the journey that is life, right? And you are somebody who makes sure to take that time to appreciate that you are on this journey, and this journey is important to you. This journey has meaning for you, right? And that's why you can come off in this very optimistic way, because you're not so worried about how quickly you can reach a goal, but rather the work you do in between goals to get to it, right? That's why you are consistent, because it's this journey that gives you the pleasure and the optimism. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but anyway, that's all I have for you today, group 3. If you enjoyed this reading and it resonated, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, group 3.